Test, test. Test. All good. How are we looking? Ooh. Things are looking slightly plunky on my end. I think it might be me the issue though. Should be fine though. He says. Very worried. He's dying in a second, guys. Yo. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to Saturday. How are you doing, guys? Guys, it's nearly the end of January. Are we excited about January being over? January's a really miserable month, right? It's cold. Christmas feels simultaneously like it just happened and also so long ago. It's a weird month, but it's almost done. Just gotta get through today, and then we're into February, and things will probably still be pretty bad for a bit. But you know, but we're getting there. We're getting towards spring, and then it'll be summer, and it'll be autumn again. Summer and autumn are the best months. Let's face it. So that's what we got those to look forward to. And also, it's a Tomodachi Life. Did anyone see the direct for that? Because that's been very interesting. Watching the cultural memification. I'm not sure what the right term is for it, but like cultural sort of reaction to it, because I watched the British version, the Nintendo UK video they put out, thinking, well, it's gonna be the same. Like that, I don't know why they put that on these, like both Nintendo America and the UK channel, because they're the same. They're not, and I forgot about this because they do this where Nintendo UK will do the same basic direct, but with British accents instead of American accents, which is always kind of a bit, because I'm so used to watching the Nintendo America ones that whenever I see one from Nintendo UK, I'm always like, oh, this is a bit jarring. It's a bit weird hearing basically my not accents I'm used to hearing in everyday life in a Nintendo product advert that isn't for Xenoblade. But then also there's a major difference to it, because like the characters and the characters in and the designs in the Nintendo UK and European version are different to the one in the US, and mainly there's a clown character in the direct, for those who haven't seen this advert for Nintendo's weird live sim they're coming out at the end of March. Tomodachi Life, Living the Dream. They had a character who technically might not even appear in the game, because it's basically you're creating all the characters in it. Called he looks like a classic Harlequin clown, called Humorous, which is a plan like Humorous, which I do very much enjoy. Nintendo do love their weird puns. But he only appears in the American version of it, and so I was watching like reactions to it and going like, this isn't the wait, This isn't the clown in the version I saw. What? Who's this guy? What's going on? Because the version I watched has a clown called Bubbles. I think the plotline is the same. I haven't watched both versions simultaneously to sort of like get any differences, but like the whole thing is pretty much everyone is in love with the clown, and it's weird, which is the point. It's supposed to be weird. It's very funny, but it is also very funny to have like, I'm going, yeah, you must have smashed him. Like, but he didn't exist in the one I watched. But yes, that was a weird thing. Anyway, game looks fun. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get it at full price or at launch. I think that's something I will probably pick up later if it gets any kind of sale price, or which it probably won't as a Nintendo game. Or if like I have like stars to sort of, or reward points to sort of use, so I can get a bit of a discount on it. I reckon that's probably going to be the plan. I mean, because it's a Switch 1 game. At this point, I'm kind of like, guys, just do Switch 2 stuff. Like, I know this was announced before the Switch 2 was like properly announced, I think. But it's like, guys, just I know you've got the install base, but you've got this new thing. Like, make stuff for the new thing. I know obviously game development and stuff is really, really expensive and takes a long time, so they need to crank out like stuff that's cheaper, and the older platform, they seem to get that sorted, sort of tied over between now and the next Mario game, and then they'll need stuff to tie over between that and next Zelda game. So yeah, they're gonna have to like have smaller games and lots of remasters and stuff to fill in that gap. So so I do get it. Anyway, speaking of I've lost the segue I was going to say. Speaking of small games, I guess. Is this a small game? Not really, it's a big publisher. We're going to be playing some more Phoenix Wright. Justice for All. We are racing through this game. I think we've only got one more case after this one. And hopefully we are going to complete case 3 today. Hopefully we'll get into that, and then we can start case 4 tomorrow, which is the final case in the game. I can't believe this game's... I can't believe we're going to be... Well, we're so close to the final case. It feels short, but also... I bet that case goes on for hours, so we'll probably be there for a while. So, let me try and remember where we left off. So, the Maximilian Galactica, famed magician, has been framed for a crime he didn't commit. We think at this point Acro is somewhat suspicious of is a suspicious character. He is a acrobat whose brother Bat, see what they did there, was attacked by a tiger in the circus, which was owned by Regina, who is the daughter of the ringmaster who is our murder victim. It's very complicated, but we think Acro has murdered the ringleader out of revenge. Because the ringleader didn't care. I can't remember. There's a reason for it. I don't think we've really got to the bottom of it, but I'm fairly convinced he's involved. There's also a big bust head, something which is involved with it. It's a whole thing. So we're just going to get onto it, and we'll kind of remind ourselves as we go. And hopefully we will not screw it up. But I make no promises. Let's get on with it. December 30th, 9:41 AM. Strict Court, Defendant Robbie number 5. Good morning, Max. Oh, yes. Good morning, sweeties. You don't seem like your usual sparkling self today. I'm always like this before I go in front of an audience. I'm working up to it. Yeah, I know that feeling. Hee hee. Don't get nervous, Maxie. Here, have a glass of milk. Regina! Ah! How fabulous! My sweetie pie princess! Right now I'm temporarily blinded because I've just hit her in the eye with my cards. You came to watch my performance today? course I did. Mo told me that I should come watch this. Mo said that? So, what kind of performance do you put on today? Let me guess. You'll fly at the end? Does she know where we are? It's not that kind of show. Isn't that right, my sweeties? Huh? I think my sweetie pie princess doesn't... Yeah, she doesn't seem to realise what's going on. Or even where she is. Well, Max, looks like it's time to raise the curtain. I'll see you later. Today, I'm just a member of the audience. Fabulous. Enjoy yourself up there. Good luck, Max. You're the best. Regina's different, don't you think, Nick? Top of the morning to you. Everybody, let's get ready to get stuck in legal limbo. Where can you go? Mo? Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you, governor. Top of the morning? That's the ticket. Attacking the day starts with energy in the morning. The early bird gets the worm, but then again, worms lack higher brain function. Ah! Here, Max, I brought you a present. Have some milk. Jeez, this guy's gonna have so much. This guy's gonna have so much milk, he's gonna build up an intolerance. Oh my. Thanks. So, how are you today? Well, I got the feeling today I'm gonna face off against the real culprit. You mean Acro? Huh? Do you think he did it? Be careful. He's used to putting his life on the line. Literally. He's got guts to spare. If all I've got to worry about is how thin the tightrope is, I'm used to it already. Just means I won't be able to press him like I can have other witnesses. Okay, so we can't press Acro. What are you going to do then, Nick? I guess today we'll just have to do about our usual psychological warfare. Because that's worked wonders for us in the past. Today we rely on evidence. It's the only way we get past Acro to the truth. You're right, but it's going to be tough. Anyways, I want you to make sure that Regina sees it all today. It's important. Why? Then she'll finally have to deal with the reality of what happened to her father. Oh, right, yeah, that makes sense. Do you want us to make sure Regina watches? Yeah, that's why I brought her here to court today. What's that supposed to mean? She needs to know that when people die, they don't just become stars. I may be an old-fashioned clown, but I believe in people becoming stars. December 30th, 10 AM, District Court, Courtroom number 2. Court is now in session for the trial of Maximilian Galactica. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well, Miss Moncama. You may proceed with your case. The prosecution would like to revise the previous theory of events. What's the meaning of this? We have discovered a new witness, or shall I say, a new eyewitness. Aye aye? One that saw the Maximilian Galactica fly off from the scene of the crime. Order, order. I had a feeling something like this would come up. Due to this revision, we are now prepared to explain how the defendant flew that night. An explanation the prosecution will present if the need so arises. In fact, my detectives stay up all night creating a mock-up of the scene, on my orders. Oh, bet you love that. Poor Gumshoe. Very well. Please, call your witness to the stand. Time to get to work. Or should I say, time to walk the courtroom tightrope. Oh, we got a lot of drop frames. That'll fix itself. I hope. Name and occupation. Ken Digling, but everyone calls me Acro. Forgot that's his name. Oh, no wonder they call him Acro. I'm employed as an acrobat at the very big circus. Where were you the night of the crime? I was in my room that night. If you look at the map, you will see the witness's room is near the crime scene. My room is on the 3rd floor. The crime scene is below my window. The night of the crime, the witness saw something quite shocking. Would you tell us what you witnessed? Okay. Oh, that was quite charming. What I witnessed. It was just after 10 PM, and I was resting in my bed. Around that time, I heard a large thump from outside the window. Then, a few moments later, I saw someone flying right by my window. See, we know this couldn't have been Max because his hat fell off at the scene of the crime. It was Max Galactica. I only saw him from behind, but that's who he looked like. To be honest, when I saw that, I thought I was dreaming. This witness's testimony matches up exactly with that of the clown. If that's the case, there is very little the prosecution need add. But you're going to anyway. Bet you do. And all that's left is to explain how the defendant disappeared into the sky that night. Before we get that far, I'd like to cross-examine the witness. A foolish choice by a foolish fool who wishes to feel the foolish sadness of a sad fool. Alright, calm down. A man must know the proper timing for things, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Just like your old friend, Mr. Miles Edgeworth did. How dare you bring it up in this court? Mr. Wright, do you have a problem with the witness's testimony? In the words of Miss Von Karma, may I quote yesterday's proceedings? There's no way that actually happened. Very well. You may proceed with your cross-examination. Just at 10 PM I was resting in my bed. Can I just double check the autopsy report? Time of death. 10:15. Yeah, I mean that's... I might present some evidence on that. Around that time I had a large thump. A few minutes later saw someone flying right by my window. There's Max Galactica, and I saw him from behind, but that's what it looked like. So I thought I was dreaming. So I'm going to present evidence. I'm going to present the autopsy report as 10:15. It's... I think there's too much room for error, but I'm going to present that. No, it's not going to work. Let's go over my internet connection today. Oh, wait, hang on. It's weird. Yeah, sorry guys, my internet's being really weird today. I think usually we're on an Ethernet connection, but it's reverted back to Wi-Fi. I don't know why that's the case. I mean, I'm sure it'll be okay. It's just, it's been clipping in and out of quality and connection, which is really weird. I might have to look into that at some point. Anyway, I have to make do, and if you have any, like, might be worth perhaps watching the VOD afterwards if you're, like, really frustrated about it, because that'll be, like, perfect. Right, now a few minutes later I saw someone flying right by my window. It's Max Galactica. It's for I was dreaming. Is there anything that we could use that could possibly... Because I think that's what he saw when he was looking at... I mean, I don't think he even saw that, to be fair, but, like, he even saw any of this, but... He would have been 3 floors up. Would he have heard? I guess he would. That doesn't really anything to do with anything here, but... Maybe that's the thing back in... Because... Placed by Acro in Regina's pocket. Yeah, because if he placed that in Regina's pocket, why would he be resting? Because he'd have been going to the lodging place to meet her at that time. Crap. So that I thought he was dreaming. There's something that we could... Maybe, well, if we go back and then must be lying about what we saw, right? Of course he is. And the challenge will be to expose his lies in court. Well, put the pedal to the metal, Nick. That's not helpful. Sometimes you get like a clue or something like that there. So someone flying. So from behind, that's what it looked like. I guess we're going to do profiles. So is there... What if I present Max here? I don't think this will... No. Okay, just have 10. He was resting in his bed. Someone had a large thump from the... Maybe that's where we present the evidence, because if times F is 1015, he wouldn't have heard it at that point. No. Okay, this is not going well for us. I really want to press him on that because I want to be like, well, how do you know? But what if we actually do that? I mean, I know this is obedient, but what are we going to lose at this point? We're just going to... Lighting room is turned off then, right? That's true, I was going to bed after all. So if the light's off, you're still able to clearly see a human flare by your window. Safety lights lit things up enough for me to see. But honestly, it was only enough light for me to see the silhouette outside my room. It's the person's back, so I couldn't see the white roses on the front. See any other symbols? I clearly saw the silk hat as well as the cloak wrapped around his body. Convinced that person I saw was Max Galactica. When I press him, as a result, I couldn't get. Maybe there was something fishy with last week's happening. There is a contradiction. There is a huge contradiction with the testimony that was given. There's a contradiction and proof of evidence. She's right, let's see some evidence. Do you have anything that supports the contradiction? It's the hat, because the hat fell off. Well, the hat wasn't... Yeah, the hat wasn't... Whoever it was wasn't wearing the hat. Because it was found on the ground. You claim to have seen the exact same thing Mo saw that night. Do you stand by that? What do you mean? The silk hat. What about the silk hat? I saw it on Max's head as it flew by my window. Well, you should have tried looking down out of your window that night. That would have been quite difficult considering the state that I'm in. Just looking outside the window was tough enough a challenge for me. That's a shame, because you would have noticed the silk hat found on the scene. That's the ringmaster's hat, right? Afraid not. No matter how you look at it, this is Max's silk hat. Where are you going with this, Mr. Wright? Are you saying that Max has 2 silk hats? No. This is a handmade, one-of-a-kind model made only for Maximilian Galactica. Which means, Acro, that you've been fibbing on the stand. Order, order, order. As always, it looks as if someone had just opened their mouth before thinking. Are you okay, Nick? Well, I opened my big mouth and now I have to back it up. How about it, Mr. Wright? What would cause this witness to commit perjury in this court today? Do I want to go directly for the real culprit? I'm going to say he has a... Good to go, we're going for it. Your Honour, on this occasion the defence accuses Acro himself. On this occasion? Accuses Acro? What in the world are you accusing him of? Obviously, we accuse him of the murder of Mr. Russell Berry. Mr. Wright, are you serious? Deadly serious, Your Honour. I think your trips to the circus have served you well. You seem to have learned how to grab and try and grab at an audience's hearts and minds. Your Honour, don't allow yourself to be swayed by these tactics. Sorry, it's theatrics. Honestly, very similar looking words. Trying to wow the crowd with smoke and mirrors is the oddest bluff in the book. Really? If you don't believe me, just look at the witness. He's calm enough for it to be almost scary. Also, who let the birds in my courtroom? Mr. Jingling, do you have a response to the defense's accusation? I don't really need to say a thing, do I? What do you mean? Everyone, take a good look at me. Can't even stand up by myself, let alone leave the lodging house. That's true. I understand Mr. Wright is trying to help his client. But to just by accusing me of a murder of all things. See? Even a sliver of common sense makes it clear the accusation is ludicrous. She's right. Way to pick on the disabled, you heartless, cruel man. Phoenix is a poopy head. See that, Miss Phoenix, right? You're trying to drive up support from the peanut gallery. That's how you do it. I think that's enough for this little game. I've got a doctor's note to confirm that Acro is unable to stand under his own power. Maybe the defense is planning on making a claim to counter this as well? I hear the defense now. Acro had an accomplice. What do you say about this, Mr. Wright? Does Acro have an accomplice? I need to double check this. I wonder if Lawrence might be an accomplice. It can't be Bat because he's in a coma. It's impossible for Acro to be the murderer in this case. If that's the case, then it's natural to consider possible accomplices. You don't say. Not good. Not good. This is not going to end well. Don't tell me you think you're going to get off easy. What? You must not have heard the sound that's now. Maybe it wasn't clear enough. The sound of you falling into your own trap can be hard to notice sometimes. Mr. Wright, it seems as though you won't be stopping Acro, but we're making other accusations. If Acro did not have an accomplice, things are not looking good for you. I understand, Your Honor. Very well, let's continue. Who perchance could happen to be Acro's accomplice? It's the monkey! No, it's not. I'm kidding. I think I can't think of who else it could be because I don't think it's Regina. I don't know who else it could have been. I mean, obviously, I know that Ben and Trio didn't like him, but I don't. This is gonna be wrong. You don't say. Uh oh, this suddenly goes looking very, very bad. Don't tell me you think you're gonna go off easy. What? Oh, did you hear that? Validation? Yes. Do you have any proof this person you've accused of is indeed an accomplice? I've got this very wrong. I think this is Regina. And then... No, but it can't be... We're gonna have to start this again. because I think it's Regina who's the accomplice. No, that doesn't really... Zephyrs lacking persuasive power. Right. Yikes. To be fair, we screwed up that first part quite a few times, so that makes sense we failed. Just gonna skip through all this. This is very annoying. The end was like, don't press, you can't press, you can't rely on evidence, and then you have to press him on it. It's kind of annoying. The game lied to me! You know, I'm still not convinced Regina is an accomplice. No, I think she is. Because obviously that was handed to her. Because he believed she was the murderer of his brother. No, wait, it's because brother's not dead, he's gonna come. Oh, I'm forgetting plot points. It's annoying. I need to keep like proper notes of this sometimes. No, the ringmaster killed killed the lion, who was Regina's pet. So Max, no, Acro placed a note with Regina because she knew she would give it to his father. Her father, who would then, yeah. I think Acro's still working alone. I don't think there is an accomplice. Okay, so we need to press on statement number 4. Silk hat. Silk hat, what about silk hat? Etc. Right, so I still think he's a real culprit. No, I don't think he did. I'm going to suggest that. Now then, suppose when we get to hear the name of the mystery accomplice. Not this time, Von Karma. Ooh, it sounds like we got it right. What? You're not going to sucker me into this one. What are you blabbering on again about Mr. Wright? There was no accomplice. Acro planned to commit this murder all by himself. Order! Order! What are you getting at? Way to keep them on their toes, Nick. Now I'm going to prove how this all fits together. I have to show how Acro murdered Russell Berry. I think he dropped the, because the bronze statue was stolen, I reckon he probably dropped it on his head. I reckon that's the murder weapon. I know what I can't do. I can't stop now. If I stop attacking, I'm doomed. Alright, let's do it. Mr. Phoenix Wright. If this witness is the killer, then his eyewitness account is all lies, right? Mr. Wright, I'd like you to clear something up for me. When the crime was committed, where exactly was Mr. Dingerling? I reckon he was still in his quote-unquote room. He was obviously here the entire time. That's Acro's room. Pretty simple, eh? Acro wasn't able to leave the lodging house by himself. In that case, there can only be one correct answer. Acro didn't leave his room to kill the ringmaster. What? Were you nuts? What say you, Mr. Jingling? Oh, the bird's back. It's an interesting theory. That's it? Considering that what you propose is impossible, yes, that's it. Mr. Wright? Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? As the witness has stated, your assertion is impossible. As he isn't in a wheelchair, he can in no way go to the scene or be the killer. You got a point. Seems you've forgotten once again, Mr. Phoenix Wright. The defendant was clearly spotted at the scene of the crime. That's true. Most of these saw Max, didn't he? But Maya, it's still impossible for humans to fly. Do you mind if I ask a question, Mr. Wright? What is it? I understand some of your logic. However, how do you think I killed him? If I can't leave my room, obviously I couldn't wear Max's costume. How did he do it? That's the next course of this legal buffet. Be careful, Nick. If you mess up here. She's right, I can't mess up here. Gotta give her some serious thought. Sure, I could kill the ringmaster. He did it while she was in his room, no doubt about it. Timeline is how Mr. Dingling committed the crime. Mr. Wright. I'm going to present some evidence to what Mr. Dingling used to commit the crime over against Russell Berry. The bronze statue. What's that? A picture? It is indeed. The problem is with the item that's shown in the picture. The bust? Yeah, it's quite a large bust, and because it's life-sized, it also is very, very heavy. Heavy? Heavy enough to guarantee a certain death. Especially if it was dropped from a third-story window. Ah! See? This is how Acro was able to kill the ringmaster. With the force of gravity and Maximilian Galactica's ample bust. Might want to rephrase that term, Phoenix. Order, order. So you're saying the bust fell onto the ringmaster? A rather simple crime. Even if you were stuck in a wheelchair, it would be incredibly easy to commit. How can you possibly wheel a wheelchair with something so heavy? It's impossible. Well, Acro is an acrobat. You should have more than enough upper body strength to carry something like the bust. Mr. Jingling, how would you respond to these charges? The birds are gone! Well, Acro's at a loss for words. He should be. He knows that I'm getting close to the truth. Well, 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 Acro. Can't run away from the— Ow! I'd watch what I'd say if I were you, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What? Your Honor, the physical health of the witness is material to this case. I demand we get proper testimony from the witness himself. Testimony, you say? Von Karma. She's just using this testimony as a rouse to stall for time. There is absolutely no need for such testimony. The defense is its version of the murder. The prosecution has the right to respond. The defense's objection is overruled. Why can't you see things my way once in a while? Mr. Jingling, I'm sorry, but we need to testify about your physical condition. If you have any doubts about your ability to testify, we can require expert testimony. The witness will have no problems, however, let's all be respectful towards him. Thank you. The birds are back! Ah, that one will sink to any low to win the case. Yeah, she does that. Suppose I could have lifted something the size of that bust. I have a strong upper body from working as an acrobat, and only my legs are injured. However, lifting the bust and looking out the window would have been impossible. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. That makes it impossible for me to have known the location of the ringmaster's head. Thus, it would have been unrealistic for me to drop the bust on him, don't you think? I have no doubts in regards to this witness's testimony. It's possible for him to lift the bust and stick himself in far enough out to look. Not to mention, he could not have known the location of the ringmaster's head. Yeah, I mean, that's just what he said. A single false step would have led to even more severe injuries. That's what I was thinking. What's your opinion on the matter, Mr. Wright? So I'd like to proceed by cross-examination. He's simply stalling. It's shameful, really. I can't let it get to me. I've got to focus. Suppose I could have lifted something the size of that bust. So I'm just going to move my desk and move my chair in a little bit. So I'm a little bit closer to the keyboard. I suppose I could have lifted something the size of that bust. I have a strong upper body from working as an acrobat, only my legs were injured. Lifting the bust and looking out the window would have been impossible. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. I want to just check. I'm not going to present anything, but just as a reference. It's supposed to be to a known location of the ringmaster's head. What if we... And my legs are injured. So what have you been doing to keep in shape? Well, honestly, I've given up on training. Do you have any plans to return to the trapeze or the tightrope? You don't say. But no offense, I'm not worried about losing to you in a race or anything. Neither am I, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I wouldn't lose either, Slowpoke. I mean, Nick. Whoa, 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 how did the discussion turn to me all of a sudden? Suppose you could say that I'm stronger than the average bear. You ever lifted up the bust before? No, I never actually lifted it up with my own two hands. But I should get to it, don't you think? I can't let money outdo me on this. Money? That crazy monkey has lifted Max's bust before. Please continue your testimony, Miss Dingling. And why is that? Because if I were to do that, I'd end up falling out the window myself. I still haven't got much feeling in my legs back. I haven't much feeling in the back of my legs yet. So you couldn't have thrown that bust out of the window. How long do you think your recovery will take? You have to remember that my nerves are severely damaged. I'm currently undergoing some extremely intensive rehabilitation, but it's still going to take a while before I'm back to 100%. Let me remind you of another important point. If the witness was carrying the bust, he would not be able to see below the window. Why did you say it was impossible? Let me explain. Except that if I was carrying the bust, I couldn't see below the window. Thus, there is no way I would know the location of the ringmaster's head. I suppose you got a point. Hey, what if you turn things around? May think of it sort of like this. If he knew the location of the ringmaster's head, then he could drop the bust. That does make sense. If I could prove somehow. Acro knew the location of the ringmaster's head without looking down. Ooh. Ooh. Because we got the note that says where the ringmaster is going to be. We have explained things sufficiently. If we present the note. Oh, god damn it. What is that? Well, if we were to drop them, that would be no problem, right? If all I had to do was drop it, you're right, I could have done that. However, there is no way I could land direct hit on the ringmaster's head. Kinda makes your fear of it pointless, doesn't it, Mr. Wright? Acro's trying to lift up the bust. The only problem is how he could have aimed for the ringmaster's head. If he used some kind of tool to aim for the ringmaster. That's the ticket, Nick. Show him what you got. I have to be careful. I find something that fits perfectly with the case. Don't remember finding any sort of tool. Maybe we overlooked something. Okay, so it's the last thing. Right, anything that could... I mean, Right, I was hoping that would work there. It's the box, because the box was... If he knew where the box was, he could aim for that, because that's on the, There it is, that's the one. Acro, you didn't really need to lean out the window, did you? What are you driving at, Mr. Wright? You already knew ahead of time where the ringmaster's head was going to be. Quite precisely, I may add. You're silly hinting at things as pointless, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Enough stalling. How about you show us some evidence? But I did such a good job hinting. Yes. I hope I explain things, Mr. Wright. Maybe we should take a look at this. The key point is here is the wooden box. Same wooden box that the victims found hunched over. The same. The question is, who placed this wooden box here? Who? When Ben and company saw the ringmaster, they didn't see him holding the box. Which means that this wooden box was already placed at the scene of the crime. I have to admit, your theory makes a lot of sense. The moment the bus came falling down was exactly the same moment the ringmaster lifted up this wooden box. Which means the answer to all these questions is now crystal clear. You mean? If the bus was to fall upon the point marked out by the wooden box, there'd be no way that could miss the head of the victim. No! Order! This is unbelievable. Finally, some of these loose ends are starting to tie themselves up. Now I just gotta keep going. There's only one way to go from here. Forward. So the next question I have is, who placed a wooden box at that scene? It was Mr. Dingling, of course. He connected it to a rope, and then all he had to do was lower it down. Ow! Allow me to whip some sense at you. Mr. Phoenix Wright. You realize his head could have been anywhere when he lifted the box. That's why the box was specially made. Specially made? Indeed, it had the most peculiar feature. Contents of the box. Do you recall what was inside the wooden box? Oh, there was only a small bottle of pepper, wasn't there? Get on with it. Well, what's the matter? Cat with your tongue? I was in relation to the location of his head in the box's contents. I might have outthought myself. No, Nick, you didn't think enough. It's alright. Do you still maintain the box as some sort of special feature? Indeed, the most peculiar feature. The weight of the box? The box's remarkable weight. Weight? According to the court record, it weighs 20 pounds. Just lift up this wooden box to required. Oh, I see. One would have to squat down, then lift it up with their body, wouldn't you say? That's exactly what I was trying to point out. The box is also very large. Boxes as carrying handles out of sight, doesn't it? That is correct. Lift up the box, or you have to squat down. Which means, no matter who you are, your head will be in approximately the same place. Fool. Does he even bother to listen to me anymore? I've heard what you've had to say. I must admit, I'm shocked at your imaginative skills. Did you do it? Did you place this wooden box in the plaza? Mr. Wright may have a vivid imagination, but I could never have done what was he's proposing. What? Mr. Wright, do you recall the original location of Max's bust? Yeah, it's in the canteen. Of course I remember. It's on top of the table in the canteen. What happened to it? I'd like you to remember one important fact, Mr. Wright. I could not possibly leave the lodging house by myself. Ah, that means... You understand what I mean, don't you? May very well have been able to drop the bust from my room. However, how would I have gotten the bust from the cafeteria to my room? The monkey brought it to you! You mentioned Money bringing stuff to you earlier. In fact, we've seen Money steal stuff and bring it to you. See, Mr. Phoenix, right? Explain that. Don't forget, you said there was no accomplice. Ah! Explain how the witness could have carried the bus from the cafeteria. Yep, definitely have a problem here. There's no place to get perplexed. I've got to prove my wits about me and prove how things happen once and for all. Right, Mr. Wright, what's your explanation? How does the witness get the bus from the cafeteria back to this room? Monkey! A monkey? Everyone knows Money. He loves shiny objects of any size. Oh, like when he stole the ventriloquist ring. So, are you saying the witness had a monkey steal the bust? Of course he didn't order the monkey to steal it. The monkey stole it on his own, then brought it back home. Home? Money lives in Acro's room. Acro's room? Objection! But the bust was bronze, wasn't it? Bronze isn't all that shiny. Objection! Maybe you should put the whip down some time and read the court record. My, those some nice cards he's holding. What are they? Are they limited edition first print? Yes, and they are made of platinum, which is very shiny. Ah! Acro. Money is a strong monkey, right? It'll be easy for him to bring the bus back to your room. If he wasn't able to handle that himself, I'd be on the market for a new roommate. Order, order, order! I said order! Miss Von Karma, where is the bus in question at this moment? I don't know. We're searching for it as we speak. This is a rather strange turn of events. Let's say the monkey had not stolen the bust. What would have happened then? Well, in that event, something else would have been used as the murder weapon. Wait. Then you mean this bust was the murder weapon? Purely by accident? It's possible. Maybe Acro saw Money's mountain of stolen goods and thought to use one of them. Hmm. Anyways, I think we've more than proven one critical fact. Namely, it was entirely possible that Acro was the murderer. Moron! Mr. Wright's argument was so circular, I'm still a bit dizzy. However, his argument does hold water. There is no denying that. Now, don't be so fluent bamboozled, especially by this fraud of attorney. Fraud? You've got the absolute truth. You should know. You forgot that your fraud of a magical client was spotted at the scene of a crime. Ah! There is no reason to doubt the clown's testimony. Which clown? Are they all clowns? That's true. How do you respond to that, Mr. Wright? Nick, don't let her beat you down. I won't. This is my chance to turn this trial around. When the murder occurred, there were two people at the scene of the crime. One was the victim, Russell Berry, and the other was the murderer himself. Answer this and only this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Who was the murderer the clown saw? Well, you got me there. I don't know. It's possible, but I don't. It can't be anyone else though. That's the thing. Because if he's in his room, they saw him. They saw someone in the ringmaster. Trilo and Ben saw someone dressed as Max leave the walk past the circus towards the ringleader's lodge, which we believe is Russell. So it's some, but then that's the, and then obviously if he saw it happen and he was in his room, then it can't be anyone else because no one else was around that time. What's this supposed to mean? Yes, what's it supposed to mean? Do you mind explaining this to me as well? You're getting barrage of questions, Nick. Why is that? It's because you're on the wrong track. Yeah, you're right. Clearly we are. There were two people at the scene of the crime. One's the victim of Sperry and the other was the murderer himself. Okay, so two people. So it's gonna have to be Acro. If it's two people including the murder victim. Or I don't know. Yep. Yup. Okay, right, we're gonna have to do that again. Oh, this trial's going very well. Alright, why don't we... Let's just pause that and let's put on some music whilst we skip through this and back to where we were. We want it's the fourth statement, isn't it? Going to press that. Contradiction. Silk hat. Silk hats and kimonos. Silk hats, kimonos. Something something Oakland Nights. If you don't know what I'm referencing, it's kind of roughly the unauthorized Bash Brothers experience. Which is the excellent Lonely Island comedy special? I mean, it's obviously a comedy special, but it's like a one-off 30-minute music video. It's very good. It's worth checking out. I rewatched it recently. I forgot how funny it was. I'm a big Lonely Island fan. I think those guys are like genius. Right, he's the real culprit. They've got a podcast they're running right now with Seth Meyers. It's so good. I mean, I feel like it's really, really popular, so I don't really be like, oh, it's really underrated, because but it's not. It's genuinely like a brilliant, like, just cool, fun hangout podcast. If you're a big comedy dork, I recommend it. And it's one of those podcasts, it's like, it started off as one thing, like a Saturday Night Live recap podcast in a way, and it kind of still is, but it's also like this weird, goofy hangout thing where they've got all their own weird in-jokes that they've kind of just developed over time, and now it's one of those things, so it's like, if you just started from the latest episode, it's not impenetrable, but it's getting there, and I think in about a year's time, there will be so many like weird in-jokes that it'll be like, what is this? This is... But like, in the best way, I mean. Right, he was here. Present the bust. Present the ample bust. I think that's the problem with this game. I don't really think it was much of a problem with the last one. But like just how much run back you have to do to get back to where you were if you like lose the case. It's probably not that bad if you're like just playing the game casually. I feel like for streaming, when you're playing games as a streamer, it's a little bit different. Because the whole thing is kind of streaming, especially when you're playing like when you're trying to do a whole game playthrough. It's like you want the narrative to keep going. So when you like, anything that kind of really stumps you and throws you back is a little bit more frustrating. Obviously, this game wasn't designed with that in mind, so. I always find this game is a lot crueler with its like punishments, though, than the previous game. I wonder if the third game is going to be is going to be more punishing or less punishing as like a reaction to this. Because this game has so many more opportunities to like lose points and trip up. Right, you need to present the box. What's in the box? Etc. etc. Temp shop is so good. I have a Temmie plush. I've got a fan game, which is really cool. I love Temmie. I still haven't played Deltarune yet. I know that's like a. I swear that so like nearly every other stream, because it's like I loved Undertale so much. And the fact that I haven't really... I mean, I played the first chapter, like, when it originally got released. Whenever that was. And I haven't played any more of it. And it's like, because I loved Nintendo so much, the fact that I haven't played the rest of Deltarune really frustrates me. Because it's like, I know I'll love it. And I keep seeing, like, bits of it in, like, just generally on the internet. And I'm like, I think that's from Deltarune. And I want to know what the context of that is. But I just haven't gotten around to it. A part of it was I wanted to wait till the whole thing was released, but I don't think I feel like that's just it's just dumb at this point because I could be waiting for years, so I'm kind of, and I have the first 4 chapters on Switch too, like installed and ready to go, and I'm like, I just need to just like get to it, and I'm kind of at a point where I probably could, because I'm not like massively playing anything on Switch at the moment apart from Silksong, sorry. But I feel like I want to finish that first, but I'm also like, I should probably just get started. Anyway. And it was the way to the box. Anyway, we need to present the monkey. Dog. Okay, with that, I think we should probably get back to it. We're going to fade that out and make that a bit more streamlined. But whatever. We're bad at this, so who cares? Anyways, I think we've more than proven one critical fact. It's highly possible Acro is the murderer, etc., etc. Well, it's got to be the... I've realised I've been looking at people and it's very clearly I think, and it's very clearly this. I don't know where the cape, the clown store comes into it, but I'm pretty sure this is the other thing. And if it's on ropes and like Acro sort of pulled it back up, then it would look like it was flying. But I don't know how the cape got onto it though. So Max says, ow! I asked who the other person Mo saw on the scene. Evidence has nothing to do with the question. Ah, contraire, mon frère. It does indeed have something to do with the question. Most of these saw Max's silhouette. But he did not actually see the man himself. It wasn't a human being he saw. How was that possible? It's simple, really. What Mo actually saw was Max's bust. What are you talking about? Have you tried using your brain in this case? The silhouette he saw was wearing a cloak. There's no reason why you couldn't attach a cloak to the bust. It would be easy to hang one off the cards of the bust's hands. Idiot! Who in their right mind would put a cloak on a bust? It doesn't matter they put it on the bust. Just wait a minute now, Mr. Wright. Who put the cloak on the bust? That question is of the utmost importance to this case, don't you agree? Oh, you caught me. Is that right, Mr. Wright? Who put the cloak on the bust? I don't know. I guess Acro? Or the monkey? Yeah, it would have to be the monkey. Have to be the monkey, right? Because basically, someone would have had to. He would have had to have dropped the thing on the ringmaster's head. Then because the ringmaster was wearing the cloak at the time. So someone would have had to run down or be on standby, put the cloak on the bust, and then he would pull it up. And we know it's not Trilo, we know it's not so that's the clown, because that's what the clown's looking at it. I'm gonna say that I'm gonna say the monkey, but I might be wrong. I wonder if Mr. Phoenix right. Didn't the defendant wear his cloak the entire time he was at practice? No. Yes, I mean yes, but he took it off. So how did this person get a hold of the cloak? Well, furthermore, how would this person have gotten the cloak onto the bust, I wonder? Because this person was not spotted at the scene. I'm sorry. When she's so nice about telling me I'm wrong, it hurts even more. Famous von Karma, carrot and weather approach. So that's that, Mr. Wright. Who put the cloak on the bust? Mm. The only person whose whereabouts I can't vouch for at this point would be Regina. But I find that really hard to believe. Or it could be... No, it wouldn't be the clown because it's kind of sort of... So he sees it, so it frames him. I guess it would have to be Russell then. Because he was wearing the cloak when he walked to the thing. Fool! Him? You are saying it was the victim himself, Russell Berry? That's what I'm saying. The victim himself placed the cloak on the bust? Place the cloak isn't really the right way of putting it. Then, what would be the right way of putting it, Mr. Wright? Explain yourself. Nick, do you really have a handle on all this? Kinda? Fine, Mara, I'm finally putting all the pieces together. It's really only one picture I can paint, anyways. That was a weird delivery. Don't know why I did it that way. Alright, so you want to know what really happened that night? Let's step back in time. Because we know Russell was wearing the thing when he left the office. Acro used a rope to lower the wooden box onto the scene. Then he attached that rope to the bust. And dangled the bust out of his bedroom window, directly above the wooden box. At the same time, the ringmaster told Max to wait in his room and went to the scene. Of course, at the time, the ringmaster was wearing Max's costume. Perhaps he didn't want anyone to recognise him that night. But just as he feared, he was spotted at the entrance of the lodging house by none other than ventriloquist and his puppet, Ben and Trilo. When the ringmaster arrived at the scene, he bent over to lift the wooden box. That's when Acro took his chance and released the rope. Now this is where the magic happens. At the very instant that the bust hit the victim, oh, right, that makes sense. You wait just a second there, Mr. Phoenix Wright. As much as you try, as much as you scheme, this just isn't true. Can't be. It's still a little early to be getting so upset, Miss Von Karma. This circus isn't over yet. What? The impact of the bust on the victim threw the cloak up, which snagged onto the bust. The impact also caused the sound a certain witness heard, prompting him to take a look. That witness was, of course, Lawrence Mo Curls, the clown. When Mo looked out of his window, the cloak had already snagged onto the bust. Now, having completed the crime, Acro naturally went about pulling up the murder weapon. Of course, he had no idea that Mo saw the bust being raised with the cloak dangling on it. Primarily because in his wheelchair, he couldn't see out of his window. Just kept pulling the bust up. I have to go now. My home planet needs me. And that's how the magical murderer disappearing into the sky came to be. And that's the end of that chapter. So you see, the only person who could have pulled this off is the one person who's able to drop the murder weapon from above the crime scene. Acro, it can only have been you. Acro's been playing mind games with all of us. He sure has. He also has come to the end of his rope now. So? What now? You've graced us with a rather long-winded tale. But do you have any evidence to prove your fairy tale is true? Evidence? In this court, only two things matter. The power of evidence and the power of my whip. Don't forget the power of my gavel as well. Mr. Wright, the prosecution brings up a good point. Can we see some evidence? Nick, they say they want evidence. I just explained how there can only be one possible murder method. But there is still something unusual about Moe's eyewitness account. Unusual? Contradiction, actually. Okay then, use that and get out of this jam. That's enough talking amongst yourselves. Proceed, Mr. Wright. Present some evidence that backs up your claims. I want hard proof that you have unraveled the trick to this magic case. Have we? Would the silk hat also be the... Yeah, it would be the silk hat because it's further evidence that they're... maybe not. I wish I could do, like... I want to check something. Actually, I can't do that right now. I can't pause. Go to the pause menu. That has to be it because that's not the hat. Because the is it though? Because the hat was found at the crime scene, and Thingy saw a hat fly up. I don't want to be wrong. Okay, so the contradiction that he saw someone, that the clown saw someone fly, is that we have like someone wearing the outfit is because the hat was on the floor. So it has to be the bust that took flight. I'm gonna go for it. We've got one more try if we fail, but the problem is Max's three symbols. You know, the silk hat, the cloak, and the white roses. Those symbols were a problem numerous times during yesterday's proceedings. Yesterday there were two contradictions in Moe's testimony. The silk hat was one, the white roses the other. The theory I just presented explains all of these contradictions. You fool! Do you ever shut up? Max's silk hat was found at the scene of the crime. However, remember what Mo said yesterday. He testified that the criminal he saw was fleeing the scene was wearing a silk hat. There's only one explanation for that. The silk hat that Max saw was actually the bust's. Which I feel like, it's one of those things where I feel like we sort of, I don't know. Makes sense if you look at that way. And he did see the silk hat, well, of sorts. Fine, you've got one. What about the other contradiction? The other contradiction? Remember what the ventriloquist said in court? Said that he's witnessed white roses on Max's chest that night. But the clown's testimony doesn't match. The clown said there were no white roses. Because he was looking at... He can't see. Lexi, try and explain that one away. Can you do it, Nick? Of course, I can explain all that. What was that? Please recall the incident when the cloak snagged onto the bust. The cloak snagged onto the bust, what happened to the white robes? They were hidden behind the shoulders. Cloak got snagged in front of the bust. It means that the white roses would end up on the back of the bust. Ah! Which explains why Mo didn't see them. The white roses were not visible because they were on the back side of the bust. Order, order! This is quite the shocking state of affairs. Mr. Wright's theory still sounds a bit absurd to me. However, let's just keep going down this road for a while, see where it leads. Let's do this, Nick. Then maybe finally Von Karma will finally throw in the towel. It's not gonna happen. Well, so much for that theory. Mr. Wright, do you mind? What is it? You took the time to research our circus, didn't you? Well, yes, I did. Is there something making you think that I didn't? If you did, then maybe you'll understand why I think you're off track. Why is that? Motive. This witness feels an incredible debt of gratitude towards the ringmaster. Anyone with any relation to the circus is well aware of this. Thus, there is absolutely no way someone like this would kill the ringmaster. Your Honor, I'd like you to hear Acro's story. Learn about his relationship with the ringmaster and his life up until now. What do we do? There's no doubting that Acro deeply respected the ringmaster. Acro's motive. Seems this case isn't over yet. Very well. I feel this is a good place to take a break. So why? What a good idea. Let's go. We'll take a 10-minute recess. To be continued. I think we'll do that as well. I think we'll take 5 minutes. Just mostly, I will probably spend that time, going back through this with full health, just to make sure that we have, we're ready for the next. We can save over that. And we'll be right back. Should probably plan that a bit better. be back in a second. It's just got a bit more here to do. So I'm going back through it. We just got through the way to the box, so we should be there halfway through the cross-examination. Just need to get some water. Donkey Kong Country 2 soundtrack is like the best soundtrack. No, it's about like every video game soundtrack, but like Donkey Kong Country 2 is just, oh, it's just an extra level, right? I know everyone loves the aquatic ambience from the first Donkey Kong Country game, but like every track in Donkey Kong Country 2 is basically aquatic ambience turned up to 10. Got like the same amount of like vibes and stuff, just better. I wonder how quickly we could finish the original Donkey Kong Country. Do you think we did that in a single stream? I was just thinking about that the other day. Like, how long will it take us to do that? Especially with like save dates and stuff. I can probably bash that one out fairly quickly. Okay, I think we can come back now. Just took a long time, but... I can't believe it. Acro? It's pretty shocking, isn't it? It definitely is. And to think he was always the most straightforward of the group. Jeebus. Am I that hated? Yeah, kinda. Acro tried to pin the murder on you on purpose. He did? Psst. Psst. Oops. But I'm nothing but an old nobody, you know? But you're not, which is kind of the reason why... Hey, pap. You gonna ignore me after winning all this trouble to bring you some evidence? Ah, Sister Gumshoe. Ah, forget it. I'm going home. This guy deserves to be killed anyways. No, detective. I'm sorry. Look, why don't you just relax a little? We've got some really tasty milk. How about a card trick, detective? Well, I do like milk and card tricks. Oh, well, if you insist. Now, how about the evidence you mentioned? What is it? Here you go. Huh? This was yesterday in Acro's room. Yup, and I've included the forensic results. Take a look at it later. Won't Miss Von Karma be mad that you're doing this? That's why this is all a secret. Huh? Look, details are on a need-to-know basis, and we're not really allies or anything. But everything that's happened in court up until now has gone according to our plan. I don't know. Von Karma didn't seem that in control of things just now. Wow. Why did I say it that way? You'll figure it out eventually, pal. Yesterday, our final plans were set in motion. Final plans? Uh-huh. Now that reminds me. I got a message of the prosecutor for you. Nothing is ever truly decided until the very end. That's it. And that's it for me too, pal. I'm out of here. See you on the next case. What do you mean by that? The very end part? I'm not sure. It was all pretty cryptic to me. Oh, one more thing. Ah! Don't scare me like that. Looks like there's a large care package from the circus for the defendant. What? For me? It's milk. What? What's with the milk? Why is everyone bringing milk? Reception area looks like it's some kind of dairy. So hurry up and drink it all before it spoils. Entire dairy's worth of milk? For me? Wild. It was kind of pleasing to where they left off. Let's continue with Acro's testimony, starting with his relationship with the victim. I'd like to get proof from the defense. Proof of what kind of motive Acro would have to commit this crime. Understood. Now, Mr. Dingling. Yes, Your Honor. Please proceed with your testimony. Finally we get to the motive. Wait, Nick, are you okay? Just do me a favour and don't ask questions you don't want to know the answer to. He's been drinking some of that rough milk. And we all know Nick has a dairy intolerance. When we were little, we were abandoned by our parents. That's when the ringmaster of the very big circus, Russell Berry, took us in. Became an acrobat at around 9 years old. I wanted to find a way to repay the ringmaster. That was my sole purpose in life. Such a thoughtful young man. As you heard, the witness deeply respected the victim. However, I don't know how anyone could think that Acro killed a man he held in such esteem. You're absolutely right. How could anyone think that, Mr. Wright? Which is why there is no real need for a cross-examination, is there? Actually, that's the question I'm trying to answer myself. Why would Acro kill the ringmaster? So my last chance to answer that question. What if I say no need to question him? It seems like a stupid... There's no need to cross-examine this witness. What? What's that? Why was the ringmaster murdered? There's no need to delve into that bit of testimony when I know the answer already. Go on. Mr. Wright, I'd like to ask you a question. Go ahead, Your Honour. I would just like to know, can you provide an explanation as to why Acro want the ringmaster dead? Of course I... Now that I've come this far, there is no way I could answer. No, I can't. Oh, this is going to be good. Very well, then please enlighten the court. Let's see some evidence that proves Acro's motive for killing the ringmaster. I've shown this such a few times. I think this is it. But let me just go over this one more time. This is why Acro killed the ringmaster. That is correct. I didn't think the defense would mind confirming something for me. What exactly are we supposed to learn from this piece of evidence? What are you supposed to learn? Looks like you just won the award for biggest failure in court. Ouch, biggest failure in court. That stings. Recognize Your Honour, let me bestow upon my special prize. Now, Mr. Wright, if I can hurry up and prove something. Drats, I really have to think about this. What if we give up presenting things? Nick? Yeah, I didn't have to think about it. It was obvious from the start. Your Honour, the reason that Acro killed the ringmaster is something that can't be proven. What? That's because Acro had no reason to kill the ringmaster at all. Ow! Your foolish attempts to fool us like the foolish fools are so foolhardily foolish. Did you forget you made an accusation against this witness, did you not? I believe this is the real killer of Bristleberry, ringmaster. If you want to jump into the end of things, then yes, that sounds about right. The end of things? Acro. You didn't plan to kill the ringmaster at all, did you? The ringmaster wasn't your target that night. Oh. Ooh. What did you say? I'm saying the target of this witness was saying the target of this witness's murderous plot was not the ringmaster. Because it was never his intention to kill Russell Berry to begin with. What? Order, order, order. Bailiff, I don't care who it is. Smack anyone who's loud in the face. Twice if you must. Mr. Wright, what in the world are you trying to do to my court? Now, Mr. Wright, what in the world are you trying to do to his court? Are you trying to imply that Acro was trying to kill someone else? I guess. He was trying to kill Regina. That's why he put the note in her pocket. That's come back to me now, because that's... But at the same time, didn't he was in love with her? But then she was responsible for the lion that put his brother in a coma. This might be wrong. Regina Berry? This young girl is the ringmaster's daughter, correct? Acro. You were really aiming for her that night, weren't you? Objection! You don't need to answer that. It's a mean-spirited leading question. Objection! You could easily answer this question. If I'm wrong, all he has to say is, you're wrong. That's it. That's it, huh, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Enough, Mr. Wright. Allow me to... Now! The only thing allowed to interrupt me is death itself. Huh? And that goes for you too, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Show me evidence. Now! I want to know why Acro wanted to kill Regina Berry. Yes, me too. I demand to see some proof. Present evidence that proves Acro was out to kill this young girl. Can we present this now? Is this going to work now? Swear to God, if it doesn't work, I'm going to... Oh, thank God. Finally! Acro, you remember this, don't you? It's a piece of paper that we found inside the ringmaster's tailcoat. Inside the victim's tailcoat? Acro wrote this note. It's ironically entitled, To the Murderer. Its purpose is to call someone to the plaza at 10 PM. So you're saying that he called Russell Berry with that note? Yes, but there's just one little problem. Problem? Acro did indeed place this note in someone's pocket. However, that someone was not the ringmaster. You mean it wasn't for that? That's exactly what I mean. The person that note was intended for was none other than Regina Berry. Order. Mr. Wright, this little theory of yours. It's the truth, Your Honor. It isn't a theory. Simply put, Regina didn't think the note was meant for her. Which is why, the morning of the crime, she placed it on the cafeteria bulletin board. That's when her father, the ringmaster, saw the note. That's correct. The ringmaster ended up in that plaza instead of Regina. And when he was killed because of that mistake, instead of Regina. That's incredible. Remember the testimony that Acro gave us earlier today? Lifting the bus and looking out the window would have been impossible. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. If I did that, I ended up falling out the window myself. Acro had no idea who it was who arrived in the plaza, because he couldn't look down out of his window to see who it actually was. I've got it! Acro thought it was Regina down at the plaza! And that's when he let the bus fly. Hey, Nick. Isn't Regina listening to all this from the audience? She is. Unfortunately, it's only going to get harsher from here. I hope Regina can handle it. Acro wrote this note to Regina. Foolishly foolish fool. You're so foolish, you even made me sound like a foolhardy fool. Very well, Mr. Phoenix Wright. If you're so sure, then tell us about this line. I have conclusive evidence of what took place. Yes? What about that line? Well, if that note was meant for Regina Berry, that would mean that this note is declaring that Regina Berry is a murderer. You just don't get it, do you? What? What did you just say? The ringmaster knew what the note meant. This is why he went to the plaza, in place of his lovely daughter. Oh, hold it right there, Mr. Wright. What is this incident that is alluded to in the note? The incident 6 months ago? I know all about it. The incident occurred 6 months ago, and now I'm more than ready to show this court what happened at that time. Moron! Wait, are you sure it relates to the present case? It does indeed, Your Honor. Everything in this case has its start with what happened 6 months ago. Really, Nick? I think so. Well then, if that's the case, hurry up and tell us about it. What is this conclusive evidence mentioned in the note? I know I'd certainly like to know what it is. If I can't answer that question, the judge is going to think I'm bluffing. Conclusive evidence about the incident 6 months ago is actually... I think it's Batscarf. Wait, this is it? Well, I kind of figured I'd try and get rid of evidence I didn't need anymore. God damn it! Conclusive evidence, Mr. Wright. The rest of the climate of this case, which means no matter what, I can't mess up again. Yeah, you're right, I can't. It's gotta be the lion then, right? No. Oh. Okay. I can't screw up anymore. That's not what I meant to go on, and thankfully I did not present that. That would have been really crappy. What is... What the hell is it? It's fine. It's okay. I have no idea what that was. Oh. Controller just fell on the floor. We just skip through this. It's fine. I really want some milk. And then can't revive one. Just trying to kill you, Francesca. I wonder if that... I don't really want to lose points, so health points, so I wasn't going to suggest it, but I wonder if that's if like she gets a reaction if you say that.
Objection! Objection!
Right, now we play the notes.
Objection!
Okay, I do want to pay attention to the dialogue, just in case there's something I missed about what the incident... we know about it. In this case, has it started what happened 6 months ago? Really? I think so. Well then, that's the case, hurry up and tell us about it. What is this conclusive evidence mentioned in the note? I'd like to know what it is. I can't ask a question if it's been bluffing. There's evidence about the incident, actually. It's not that. Same as blood and a small quantity of pepper. Inside the wooden box the victim was hunched over. It contains pepper. What's the deal with that? I mean, no, it's not the lime. No, it's not the scarf. Conclusive evidence what took place. Oh! Oh! If you had conclusive evidence what took place. So he's presenting. I'm trying to get my thoughts together on this. So. Because that was the reason why they were meeting, because he had conclusive evidence of the incident. So they were going to go. So the ringmaster / Regina was going to the place to find the conclusive evidence. To get the conclusive evidence. And he finds the box. And the box had in it the pepper. I don't know how that's like conclusive evidence still, but also that links it to this. So we're going to go for it. What kind of spicy joke is this, Mr. Phoenix Wright? It isn't a joke at all. It's the decisive evidence you asked for. What do you mean? Recall that the victim was trying to take the wooden box away with him. He was doing so because this piece of decisive evidence is what was inside. Another unbelievable conclusion. Very well, Mr. Wright. So what exactly are you saying? Are you claiming Regina Berry killed someone with a small bottle of pepper? Taking the note into account, that's the only logical conclusion you can draw. Foolish fool never ties his own foolish ways. If you're so sure, Miss Phoenix, now answer this question. Who was Regina Berry's intended victim? Probably the... No, wait, that wasn't his victim. Her victim. Oh, they phrased that really weirdly. I need to rethink about it. So, the victim isn't the... It's Bat, it's the brother, isn't it? Because he was the guy who's in the coma. If I'm wrong, then we have to do this again, but that's fine. Who is this? That is Acro's younger brother. What does this prove? His younger brother isn't dead. Technically, that's true. However, Bat has been in a coma for 6 months now. It's not straight to see how Acro could feel that his brother is dead. Regina, she did that to him? Do you spend all your entire life dreaming up new ways to be a fool? Naturally, the prosecution is locked into Acro's brother, Sean Dingling. 6 months ago, he was bit by a lion and fell into his current comatose state. Lion? Miss Regina Berry is an animal tamer by trade. However, no tamed animal in that position is ever trained to attack another human. They wouldn't understand the command. Moreover, Miss Regina could never do something like that. It's just not in her. Yeah, true, but it was an accident. That's so what happened to Acro's brother? He's not the victim of an attempted murder, he's the victim of an accident. I see. Now what do you do? No one seems to be going on with your theory. Do you think what happened to Barry was an accident? I want to say it was, but I've got this feeling there was more to it than that. The lion biting bat was no accident at all. What? You're such an amateur, Mr. Phoenix, right? There is no way Regina would ever incite her lion to attack another human being. She may not have incited the lion to attack another human being, but Regina is responsible for making the lion bite Acro's brother Bat. Yeah, it'd be the scarf, right? That's just a scarf. Acro. The scarf is something Bat used to wear, right? That's right. And who is the one that gave the scarf to Bat? Well, Regina gave it to him. Regina? There's something more than just blood in this scarf. There's something more than just blood in the scarf, Your Honor. And what might that be? Pepper. Pepper? Pepper. Regina gave the scarf to Bat right before the accident. And she covered it with as much pepper as she could. Hey, what's with the silent treatment? Excuse me, Mr. Wright. You've done a good job of fingering a criminal. Phrasing? But out of curiosity, what was her crime? Miss Berry gave a pepper-coated covered scarf to Bat as a present. Where's the crime in that? It just doesn't seem like the judge. It seems like the judge just doesn't quite get it. Mr. Phoenix Wright, wasn't it said that the lion seemed to be smiling? Smiling? The lion was smiling? Right before Bat was bit by the lion. Sounds like he was smiling? Lions smile? Never heard of them smiling, however. Lion sneeze. What? The lion wasn't trying to bite the Bat at all. In reality, all he actually did was sneeze. He sneezed because of all the pepper on the scarf. What? You fool! You've got to be kidding me.
Objection!
What is it now, Miss Von Karma? I object for objection's sake. Mr. Phoenix Wright, this theory, you believe it? You really intend to say that this is how this joke from the accident actually happened? Of course I do. It's the truth. This lion sneezed due to the pepper, and that's when Bat lost consciousness. And Corinne lost his brother due to this accident, or this quote-unquote joke, as you put it. Which is why he tried to get his revenge against Regina. You foolish idiot. Almost does seem like a terrible joke. Doesn't it? Once again, I'm impressed by your imagination, Mr. Wright. To think that there's someone who treats this accident with the respect it deserves. Are you telling me what I said was true? Acro? You can't mean... Witness? Are you confirming the defense's claim? Mr. Wright, unfortunately, your imagination is not enough to find me guilty of murder. What do you mean by that? The pepper, the scarf, the lion. I see where you're going, but it's a bit hard to swallow. Not to mention the fact that there's an even bigger problem with your theory. What would that problem be? The same problem it's always been. Evidence. If I drop Max's bust on top of the ringmaster, where is the evidence that proves that claim? You mean the conclusive evidence? The biggest problem is the murder weapon, or the lack thereof to be more precise. The murder weapon. The bust that the defense claims was used. If that were to be found in Acro's room, and if it was covered with the victim's blood, they would be fairly awfully conclusive in my eyes. Yes, it would be. The bust. Nick, you gotta do something. It's the last step. If I get this one right, the case is won. It would have to be request to see Acro's room. Defense requests to see the searching room of witness Ken Dingling. Where is it now? Because like you still haven't figured things out, have you? By now you must know the meaning of von Karma, total justice. You mean? Von Karma never leaves anything to chance. We already searched Acro's room yesterday. Acro's. What did you find? There's no reason to even say it. If we found what you think we found in that room, Acro would not be here as a witness. To put a point on it, Max's bust was not in the room. The murder weapon is still unaccounted for. See, Mr. Wright? The bust wasn't in my room. Furthermore, Detective Dick Gumshoe executed the search by complete surprise. What? And we took Acro directly to the prosecutor's office after that. End of story. Just wait a second, something's funny about all this. Looks like you like the foul nail to put into my coffin. But, what about the scarf? What about the note? What about them, Mr. Wright? No offence, but the only evidence that's relevant here is that which pertains to the death of the ringmaster. You should know that by now. God, you're well informed. Maybe a little too well informed. Ark! Do something, Nick. Don't let this case slip away. The bust, where is it now? Where is that bust right now? Your Phoenix right. You know where that bust is. I'm sure you do. It's not even a single clue. How am I supposed to know where the bust is? Seems this case is coming to a close. Defense's counter-arguments look to have fallen short. Thank you for your support. Hack! I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Wright. I think that brings to an end the cross-examination of this witness. Hold it! Where is Max's bust? The defense needs time to prepare to present its case. Case. Sorry, I'm a bit nervous and I just bit my tongue. Huh? What? We need time to do what? Ah! Why are you the most surprised person here? She's your age, isn't she? Do you really have a case to present, Mr. Wright? Why are you asking me? The rest is up to you, Nick. Good luck. Hey, wait, you can't be serious. Acrobats always have their lives on the lines, don't they? That's how Acro's lived his life up till now. Now it's time for us to walk across our own tightrope. If we don't, we're certain to lose. Damn it, she's not wrong. Very well, the defense may proceed. He doesn't have a clue, and I don't think he'll be fine anytime soon. Walking the tightrope of logic. There's no room for a false step. Sink or swim, the only way forward is through is forward. The murder weapon. Where is Max's bust now? It would have to be in this courtroom because, like, there's nowhere else it could be. It's obvious. The bust inside the very courtroom. It's obviously where. Allow me to point the location of the bust once and for all. So the good news is, potentially we can't fail this, but that means if there's any other things we can't get them wrong. Because we can just pick the other two options if not. We have enough points for that. I'm going to say the witness stands. Acro, I'm sorry to ask this, but do you mind if I take the blanket off your wheelchair? I didn't realize he was wearing a blanket. I had a feeling there might have been something like... Sorry, I didn't quite hear you, Mr. Wright. Well, you are a big guy, and you're a pretty big wheelchair because of it. I just wanted to make sure you weren't hiding anything under that blanket. Because it seems to me it could be really easy to say, hide a bust under there? Once again, your penchant for humour hits where it hurts, Mr. Wright. I think it's pretty amazing you can laugh in your position. However, your lightheartedness doesn't change the fact that the bust is under there. We all know that you can't leave the lodging house by yourself in your condition. That proved inconvenient when Miss Von Karma having to search your room yesterday. If she had found the murder weapon in your room, it would have been all over. Which is why you had to hide it, in the only place that you could hide it. Under your wheelchair. Which is why, Acro, I have to ask you again. Would you please remove the blanket from your lap? Well done, Mr. Wright. Masterfully played. You fool! How could you? You've got me. I've been bagged by a real pro. Actually, two of them. Two of them? Yeah, you and Maya. Oh, okay, well, okay, maybe Von Karma. I don't... Mr. Francisco Von Karma and Mr. Phoenix Wright. What? There's just one thing I'd like to know. How did you know to launch the surprise search in my room last night? There were two pieces of decisive evidence, the cloak and the bust. I burned the cloak in my room and threw the ashes away with the trash. Regina always took my trash out every morning, you know. But the bust, obviously I couldn't throw that away. When you executed your search, all I could do was try and hide the bust. And the only place I could hide it quickly was under this wheelchair. Miss Von Karma, you had things all figured out, didn't you? I was completely sucked in by your calculated strategy. Now to be caught in the middle of the court hiding the weapon, there's no way I can escape that. So you've got me. Well done, Mr. Wright. Well done, Miss Von Karma. It all makes sense now. I can't believe Von Karma thought that far ahead. It's amazing. Uh-huh. Oh, you definitely couldn't tell that by looking at her. I know I sure couldn't. Can't believe it. Me. Make a mistake. Why did I order a surprise search of your room when I hadn't done that? Seems you finally arrived at the truth. Acro? Yeah? Did you kill the ringmaster of the big circus, Mr. Russellberry? Yes, Your Honor. I'm responsible for that crime. Acro. All my brother wanted was for Regina to like him. That's why he'd tease her. One day, my brother sprinkled some pepper on Regina. She started sneezing so hard, you couldn't help yourself from laughing. That's why Regina thought it'd be funny to get him back in the same way. And that's why she covered the scarf with pepper. I know she didn't mean for anything bad to happen. I know this. She just wanted to make my brother sneeze a few times too. But I just couldn't forgive her, no matter what. What I'm truly guilty of? I'm guilty of never ever being able to understand her. Your brother became a star. Regina believes that so purely that she would laugh innocently when saying it. Too innocently. I just couldn't stand it, no matter how hard I tried. That's when you decided to do something about Regina. How dreadful. So are you saying that you are a victim in all this? Yes, as well. No, that's not what I mean. Oh, my cries! I'm nothing but a murderer. That's who I am. But first, before I kill myself, then I pondered about giving myself up. But I couldn't just up and leave. Just couldn't. Not yet. That's why I tried to pin this on Max. Max. I'm so sorry. I couldn't up and leave just yet. This has been such a strange case. It's almost a reflection on the circus itself. I'm An idiot. I can't believe it. You beat me again. I believe this case is now beyond any point of possible discussion. Thus, I'd like to declare my verdict. Yay! Pew, 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 pew. This court's adjourned. Judge out. Gotta go get my whacker reservation. Ah! Damn my eyes! Not supposed to get cards in them! Fabulous. But to be honest, I couldn't really be happy. Can't really be too happy about this. Acro, the ringmaster, Regina, and Bat. Not a single one of them was a bad person inside, huh? That's a good question. I mean, I don't know the answer to. Make rats! But only, at max, a million of them. What? Thank you? What's with the vibe in this room? We were just thinking about Acro. No! You worry about people too much. You'll be like this forever. And never be happy. Sweetie pie. But Acro, they're never coming back. Now everyone's gonna split up. Regina, Mr. Wright, tell me something. What do you want to know, Regina? Acro said something right at the end. I just couldn't up and leave yet. Does that mean that Acro is he gonna try and get his revenge on me? I don't think so. He's not gonna do that to you, Regina. Are you sure? You're really sure? I can believe that? Yep, Acro doesn't have any desire for revenge anymore. If that's true, then I want to see some evidence. Huh? I want to know you're not just making that stuff up about Acro not wanting revenge. Crap, I don't have that. None of those, I don't think. It's probably just showing that. To be honest, I didn't want to get caught for a reason. He wanted to see his brother open his eyes again. Oh yeah, that makes more sense. But that's right, Regina. He's still alive, you know. I never knew. But now that Acro's been caught. Uh-huh. I know. What? I'll do it. I'll stay next to Bat as long as it takes. Until he opens his eyes. And then until he can meet Acro again. That's so sweet of you, Regina. I'm sorry, Acro. I'm sorry, Bat. Well, hopefully this has given him enough to give her a little peace of mind. Hey, Max. What is it, Mo? We really put you through a lot, didn't we, buddy? I'm sorry about what happened. So whenever you'd like to leave us, I'll pay you a fee and rip up the contract. I understand. What a fabulous thing to do for me. I might even leave tomorrow. What's going to happen to the circus now? Ah, that's the big question. The ringmaster was really an amazing person, wasn't he? Even though he's not here anymore, everyone is sticking together. Staff, the performers. No one wants to leave the circus. That's why I've made a decision. What is it? I've decided that I will take over as the new ringmaster. I'll turn the circus into the best circus the world has ever seen. The best circus the world has ever seen? Don't laugh. That's quite a goal. Oh, I can't wait. Then I guess that changes things. Huh? There's only room in... There's only one thing the best circus the world has ever seen needs. The world's biggest illusions. Which means the circus needs the best magician the world has ever seen. Alright, well then... better get hiring them then. Oh, you mean you. But... let's work together and make our circus super fabulous. What do you say, big guy? Regina, you're gonna help them out too, right? I don't know. Maybe the circus would be better without me. What are you talking about, Regina? Why do you think I brought you to court today? We've got to work together to make Very Big Circus bigger than it's ever been. No? Ah! Mo's right, sweetie pie. We cannot be the big Very Circus with Regina Berry. Max? Nick? Seems like everything is going to turn out right here. Can't wait to see the best circus the world's ever seen. No! Stop throwing cards in my eye! We'll save you the most fabulous seats. It'll take a while to get ready, but I'm going to order some special whoopee cushion seats. Ah! 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 Some say you can still hear him laughing even now. I see. What made the case? Yesterday's surprise raid really paid off just like you said. Oh great, we got a goddamn Metal Gear Solid ending here. You had to figure it out, didn't you? It's just a theory. If Acro really was the killer, I thought this was the only way it could end. I've decided this is probably Edgeworth. I don't know why. Especially if E was the defense attorney. You mean Mr. Wright? Of course. Well, detective, my plane is about to leave. As for Mr. Acro's case, you not worry. I plan to personally stop by the Chief Prosecutor's office as soon as I get. Yeah, I knew it! I called it! Understood, sir. I'll be waiting for you, Mr. Edgeworth. I knew it. I knew that was going to be Edgeworth. We knew he was going to come back. Farewell, my turnabout. He's back. And we'll be back next time with the thrilling conclusion of Phoenix Wright. Well, I say thrilling conclusion, where it's the start of the final case. We're not gonna do it in one stream. That'd be insane. I don't think that would be possible. So we'll be back tomorrow with some more Phoenix Wright for the start of case 4. Farewell, my turnabout. Thank you for joining me for the stream today. I really appreciate you hanging out with me today, whether it's the whole thing or it was for 5 minutes. This case was tough. This was definitely the toughest case we've done so far. But we got through it. I'm really glad we did. I'm a bit worried about what next case is going to throw at us. But I think we can do it. I think we can make it through this. Interestingly, I realised my achievements aren't uploading. I must have done something wrong. Because it hasn't said I haven't got the achievement to say I've beaten episode 3, which is weird. Anyway, that's going to be it for the stream today. Thank you for hanging out. We'll see you tomorrow for Farewell, my turnabout. And as always, au revoir, baby. Oh, in the words of Miles Edgeworth, in his native accent that I, for some reason, gave him, that we will have a lot more of coming up. Au revoir, baby. See ya.